Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Auburn has a new color commentator for the radio broadcast, Jason Campbell. Quarterback back in the early 2000s, going to take over for Stan White. We've been wondering about that, who's going to be that replacement. That will be Jason Campbell. We'll talk about that a little bit. Auburn got a basketball game coming up, a pretty important one against Texas A&M. Texas A&M, a very good team this year, at least. They kind of started out slow. This game seems to be kind of their MO. They kind of start out slow, but they kind of build up. They're 5-1 in the league, a very formidable opponent for Auburn. Auburn got a winning streak at home to kind of protect, so we'll kind of talk about that one a little bit, break that down a little bit. Big-time Junior Day coming up this weekend. A lot of big-time prospects in from the state of Alabama, as well as from around the southeast. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. A lot going on as always around Auburn, in and around the campus right now. So we'll kind of break down these things and much more. But we'd love to hear from you always. We appreciate your comments. Appreciate what you have to say. So give us a call or let us know. Dial us up on the Sportz Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z, and comment away. Or you can dial us up the old-fashioned way. 256-234-6221 is our number here. Always the phone lines are open throughout the show today. Randy, good to see you as always.
Glad to be here. It is, I guess, tough when someone passes the mic along. And the good thing is you're passing from one great Auburn quarterback to another. Both have worked together. And so, that's the unique thing about this trade that we do here, Andy, unless you do it for a living, which some do. But a lot of us that are talking heads, this isn't our main way to make a living. And, the same with a lot of those guys that come in and work around Auburn, including Stan White. And so, you get to a point in time in your life where you've got family obligations. I don't know, I'm not putting words in his mouth, but you get kids in high school, you get, things going on. I can only imagine being his age where he stands with all of that. And, it's got to be tougher to be on an away game road trip on a Friday night and possibly miss a ball game. We all gave Brian Harsin a little grief for not being out there on Friday night, seeing athletes, instead traveling around with Auburn High School to watch his son play quarterback. But, my gosh, it's a hard decision. I put myself in those shoes, and I would make the same decisions that many make. And that's I don't know what's going to go on in my career, but I can tell you one thing that is going to happen tonight, and that's that I'm going to be in these stands watching my son play. So I'm not guessing. I'm just kind of guessing 22 years into this thing for Stan White. That's probably a little bit where it's come. And but I've always thought a lot of Jason Campbell. I thought he's always handled himself magnificently. He's always seemed to be above the fray on anything that could go on bad, and just seems to be a good guy and a great Auburn man, and served us well. And in the NFL, and has come back and seemed to have gotten engaged in all things Auburn. So passing the headset to a good replacement, I think.
I think you're right. And 43 years, been three guys to hold this post. Pat Sullivan, going way back, Charlie Trotman and Stan White in basically our lifetime. We grew up with Charlie. I was, that was kind of my favorite combo, but Stan White has come in and done a fantastic job. And, like you said, I mean, kind of not much fanfare, didn't even really know, and you kind of expect that. Stan's always kind of been a low-key kind of guy, but, didn't really see this coming. And then all of a sudden, here we are in the radio broadcast, and you got Jason Campbell, like you said. He put out a statement. I'll read that. I would like to thank God for this amazing opportunity to continue doing something I enjoy and love. I appreciate the Auburn Sports Network and Stan for their immediate confidence in me as I move into the analyst role. I know I have incredibly big shoes to fill. It has been a privilege watching and learning from Stan during our time in the booth together. Auburn family, I look forward to sharing great memories with you alongside the voice of the Auburn Tigers, Andy Burcham, this fall. Jason Campbell has kind of, after a long NFL career, has kind of come on and been working with the Auburn Network for, I guess, the last couple of years.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, something like that. And so now, we'll have a new voice up there for the first time in, my goodness, 22 years.
I didn't realize it had been 22, but, I was a huge Charlie Trotman fan, and it's probably based around my love for Jim Fife and all things that were the two of them working together. I thought Fife, we're on a much smaller scale, but we have a little bit of the same relationship with my broadcast partner. Jim Fife and Brett Pritchard both can get a little bit exuberant. They can get excited at points, and that can come out in the broadcast. It can come out loudly. It can come out energetically. And I've always fought with anyone that wants to fight with me on that end that if you're going to broadcast a Homer football game, make it Homer. Don't be teaming. I mean, really go all in. If you got a problem with some officiating, if you got a problem with some of that, I mean, I'm not trying to make the whole broadcast that, but call it like the fan base that you're calling it for would like to hear it from you. And but Charlie was always kind of level. He always seemed to be in good spirits. Charlie Trotman always seemed to have a smile on his face at all times. And I don't get to listen to him near as much now, but that's my memory of him as a young person was, man, I bet Charlie's always in a good mood. He seems like that kind of guy, whereas Jim would be a little irate at times, and he wouldn't like the way things were going. And Charlie would have to explain what came out of Jim's mouth for the last minute because he may have been a little too excited for you to understand exactly what happened. So I tend to have that same dynamic with my broadcast partner at times. And but the ebbs and flows of if both of you are equal and the same, it sure would be boring. So Stan did a tremendous job. He and Rod were outstanding together, and there's no part of me that doesn't believe that Jason Campbell, given the time, and there's one thing about going up there in the booth. It's not that easy. You have to get your rhythm down. You've got to get when do I step in and talk, and when's Andy going to be upset when I step in and talk, and all of that is a part of chemistry that's very, very hard to do unless you've done it like you and I have done it right now as much as we have. You know when I'm about to go on a 5-minute rant and when I'm going to say 2 words and pass it back your way. But that takes a little time, and I really expect those two to work really well together.
That was the word I was going to say, chemistry.
Yeah.
You got to have that between those two guys. And it'll take some time to develop that. And I'm sure the Auburn fan base out there will give them some time to do that. Just moving on into the Texas A&M game tomorrow or Wednesday, but we do have a phone call.
Yeah, you want to go to the phone line?
Why don't we?
Call you on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Great, Charles. Glad to have you.
I want to give a big kudos to Jason Campbell for getting the job at Auburn.
Yeah, we're happy about it too, Charles. We think he'll do a great job.
Yeah, and there's one more thing. There's nothing better listening to Brett Pritchard Friday night on the radio.
I hear that a lot too, Charles. And, you know, Brett is a homer. He's a homer all the way down deep in his soul. And it comes out on broadcast, and I'm telling you, people don't want to hear anything else. The opposing teams probably don't enjoy it all that much, but I can assure you we could care less what the opposing teams
think. You have to tell them to settle down sometimes?
Not too often anymore. I kind of ag it on more than I do anything. I think he's better when he's riled up, as long as he's not mad. And some years it's impossible for us both not to be mad up there in the booth when we're not playing real well. But as long as he's not mad and he's a little excited, I think it comes out better.
Yeah, there was one call in that one game here. The last one or the one before that where the referee threw the flag and it didn't happen, you know, where he spotted the ball.
Yeah.
You know, and
he was not happy about that, Charles. Yes. That is safe to say.
You'll have a good one. War Eagle to you.
War Eagle, thank you.
War Eagle. We're up against our first break here on the Auburn Blitz on this Tuesday edition. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. with the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra 4x4 crew cabs discounted up to $9,250 off. New GMC Acadias up to $6,250 off. And new Buick Enclaves up to $6,000 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz on this Tuesday afternoon. Andy Graham and Randy Lee here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. We're brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. You'll be glad that you did. Talking about basketball, we were trying to transition into that. Auburn get a nice win over South Carolina over the weekend. Look, South Carolina, not a very good team.
Nope.
But as we said, and we always say, any win on the road is a good win in the SEC.
It's a great win. I mean, you got to go ahead and sit back and realize that you're 6-1 in the SEC, and we've had moments in the past where we didn't win but 9 basketball games the entire season, I think, Tony Barbie's final year. So let me reel off a few stats which tells you how good this basketball team can be if they ever put it all together. Auburn shot 17% from the three-point arc on Saturday. We hit 3 3-pointers. 3 of 17. Now, we were great inside the arc, but if this Auburn team were to shoot it well, and I'm just talking about at a 40% clip, from behind the arc, they run South Carolina out of their own gym by 30 points. We had, players step up, especially down in the post where we needed, but I think that that's a benefit to having a very deep group that's got 7 or 8 guys that at any point in time can get 10-plus points. But, Andy, Janai Broome was outstanding.
Hey, look, almost ran them out of their own gym by 30 points anyway.
That's right.
Only hitting 3 points. And that's what happens when you get some contribution from Alan Flanagan. That's what you get when you get contribution from Johan Traor. Welcome to the season, my friend.
8 points.
With 8 points in that. And could have had more than that.
8 points, 1 rebound. He missed a couple of three-pointers that I thought were dead on. Nice strokes. He looked like he was playing more confident. Looked like he fit the bill out there, and that's needed. Jalen Williams keeps playing well for Auburn, 12.6 rebounds. But I think you made mention Flanagan doesn't get to double digits on the points, but does get 10 rebounds in the basketball game. And his ability defensively and just his overall look out there on the court's much better than it's been the last couple of years. Almost feels like where he was that sophomore year where he averaged about 14 points per game. Looks like he's as good an athlete as anyone that we'll see out there on the court the remainder of the season. If his emotions are in a good spot and his confidence level's in a good spot, means well for Auburn.
it makes you wonder. I mean, he seems to be kind of, and I mentioned this yesterday with David, kind of accepting his role. It seems like he was forcing things. It seemed like he forced things all of last year and the beginning of this year. But maybe he's kind of finding that role, kind of like Devin Cambridge did last year. He kind of fought it for a couple of years and was kind of forced shots, but he kind of fell into that role where he was going to be a dynamic rebounder. And hey, if Alan Flanagan, that same kind of athleticism, if he will accept that role and go down and rebound for us like that, and take shots when he has open shots, then I think then he can be a very important player moving forward. But if he tries to force things, that's when he has his 7 turnovers and things like that. I mean, that's terrible.
Well, it is, and the 3 of the last 4 games, Auburn's been right around the 10 turnover range. The one game where we took it up to around 20, we struggled offensively and didn't put the amount of points on the board that we'd been putting up. But you look down on Saturday, we only have 9 turnovers. Those 9 turnovers, that's key. If Auburn can keep it around 10, we're going to be tough to beat because teams want to put Wendell Green in a bad position. And when they put him in a bad position, because he is the guy that seems to be able to create when we're struggling, finding a good offensive set. But look, we're really good down in the post this year, and if we can go games where we don't have Janai Broome go missing and we're getting the basketball down in there to him, I don't know many interior defenders that are going to match up real well with him from a physicality standpoint. There may be a couple in this league, but right now we haven't seen many of them, Andy. The issues that we've had in the games that he struggled, which he only had 10 points the previous 2 games, we didn't go to him enough.
That's true. Auburn got a big game with Texas A&M coming up on Wednesday. Texas A&M, I was mentioned, 5-1 in the SEC, a good team. Buzz has done a really good job with them. When you see this matchup, look, all the stats right now, you look it down on paper, and Texas A&M is playing better than Auburn. But now, I mean, Auburn's kind of gotten it together in the last few games, so this ought to be a really good matchup. Auburn got a home winning streak on the line. Just your thoughts on this early matchup.
Well, defensively, I think is where we've really buttered our bread this year. Defensively, only giving up 62 points per game. They're giving up 67. That's a 5-point differential in favor of Auburn. Shooting the 3, if we had a deep threat, if we had a consistent deep threat on this team would be a lot better than we are. Wendell Green has his moments, but I wouldn't necessarily call him a deep threat. He's very seldom getting 3-point shots that aren't 4 and 5 steps behind the arc. It's just too much defense up on him, knowing what he can do off the dribble, and so makes it a struggle. And the remainder of the players that we have out there, just not the great. And K.D. Johnson, I don't know, it's an enigma at this point. Where he goes and where he doesn't go from game in to game out is the hardest thing to answer right now for Auburn.
There's another one that's got to contribute for Auburn to be successful moving forward. Up against another break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for about 30 more minutes. In today's show, brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate for all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast. Give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. Huge junior day coming up this weekend. This is the first junior day of the Hugh Freeze era. Not a lot of recruiting talk for the last couple of years on this program, but we're getting a big start on this one already. Getting a jump on these young kids, bringing them in, even in some 25 and 26 kids coming in this weekend. A lot of star-studded kind of guys. Didn't see a lot of this last year or the year before, but a lot of ton of these guys. This past year was a huge year in the state of Alabama in particular. This year, a good year, maybe not as good as last year, but even next year, the year after that, going to be another huge year in the state of Alabama. So go ahead and building these relationships with these kids, with this coaching staff, such an important thing, and you can't emphasize enough how important it is to go ahead and get these offers in early.
It is, and when you look down at the schools listed here, I think maybe the more important thing within the first month of Hugh Freeze being here is that you've got kids coming in from about 12 to 15 programs here in the state that every single year they're going to have 2 to 3 to 5 guys coming out that you want to make sure you get your fair share of. And when I look down this list of schools, and I'll read them off, those schools that are listed here are the ones in the state of Alabama that produce. And so there are others, but, you know, the thing that we've argued the most about is this year was an unbelievable class of seniors, and we don't always get that here in the state of Alabama. I mean, we had 30-some-odd seniors that were marginal 4-stars to 5-stars here in the state of Alabama alone, and if you're struggling recruiting when you got that, I mean, Alabama's only going to take 5 or 6 of them. So let them have, if you want to just give up and let them have the 5 or 6 they're going to get, there's still a lot there to be had, and we couldn't even go out there and make much of a dent in it. So, but looking down these guys coming in, there's 4 guys from Anniston High School coming in out of the 20 that I'm counting here from the state of Alabama that'll be there for Junior Day. Now, a couple of them aren't juniors. They're younger than that, those being Edge Grayshawn Swain and Edge Hezekiah Harris. But both those guys from Anniston, I've seen them. They're long, lengthy. Anybody that grew up. I grew up playing Anniston in every area game, and they were out of this world. They won 2 state championships, won my junior year. They also won Brett's freshman year in high school, which was my 8th grade year, and they were unreal. I remember going over there, and
right?
we got beat like we stole something over there.
I remember that one too.
It was 50-something to nothing before I think we cut the buses off to let them cool down, and it was an ugly night.
Running back went to Arkansas?
Yeah, they had Christopher. Y'all help us out.
Alabama.
There was about 3 or 4 main guys on there. Christopher was a quarterback. Jason Caldwell will be so mad at me right now because I think that's about Jason's class of athletes coming through. But they won it going away, and then they came back and won it again. Brett's senior year, my junior year in high school. And so they always had 3 or 4 guys that went SEC during that stretch. Always had athletes. Right now they got 4 of them. The other one from Anniston that will be coming in for Junior Day, as I'm looking out through here, is Malachi Harris, which is a 3-star offensive line. But here's the rest of the guys coming in. Amon Lane from Moody High School, already committed to Auburn. Tavares Banks from Tuscaloosa. Landon Marshall from Andalusia. You're going to hear a couple of guys from Andalusia that will be on this list. A couple of guys from Tuskegee also on this list. Joseph Phillips. Isaiah Faga from Phoenix City. Jabari Murphy from Eclectic. DeMarcus Riddick, we saw him the other night. Brett and I broadcasted a game. Benjamin Russell taking on Chilton County. I had Kirby Smart, had Rich Rod, had about 4 or 5 others, including Kentucky and UTC Chattanooga and South Alabama that had scouts in there, and we've got them here at Benjamin Russell too that you want to come out and see. And DeMarcus Riddick was one of the guys that they were checking in on there. The other one's Malcolm Simmons. He'll be over this weekend, a super athlete. I'll talk a little bit more about him after we take this call. Caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Good, Terry. How are you?
Fantastic. Guys, has Auburn even had a junior day in a couple of years?
Have we?
We had one last year, but nobody showed up.
That's what I was thinking of.
Is that the
I remember a reporter asking Brian Harsin about a junior day. He said, yeah, we need to do that. Let's try to do that. Let's try to do that. And I was like, what a moron.
I didn't remember it. Andy said that we had it, but not many showed.
Not many showed.
Okay, well, that's as Randy was going over the list there, it's pretty impressive next year because, you know, Auburn traditionally has come back from a poor year with a good year. I don't want Hugh Freeze to have a great year. I want him to win 8 or 9 games and be real competitive. But when you raise the bar, and that's what happened to Gus Malzahn, the bar got raised and he couldn't live up to it. You know, he had that first year, and let's be honest, guys, in a championship-type run like Auburn had in 13, everything's got to go right for you, like the kick 6, like the prayer Jordan here. You remember in 2009 when Alabama won it, Terrence Cody blocked 2 field goals, you know, against Tennessee. So I just assume we win 8 games and be real competitive in the others. Maybe not win it, but ruin it for somebody who might.
I just see them having a great season and just build upon it like no coach has ever been able to do.
That's true too, Andy. That's true. You just have a great year and build upon it. No coach has ever built upon it. It's kind of went southward. It's kind of went the other direction under Bowden. He got off to the 20-0 start with a tie, and then Malzahn, took him to the national title game in the first year. And am I missing somebody? Tuberville had a great year in 2000. Was it 4?
Yeah.
Long for his last year, but we let Tuberville go. Now he's a United States Senator, correct?
As far as I know, yes.
Randy, you'll be happy to hear this. Brian Horse has now succeeded Gene Chizik in my eyes as the biggest moron Auburn ever hired.
How about Tony Barbie? Is he worse?
I'll throw him in the mix, but it's a different category because different sport. So, but he's certainly at the top. He's probably a combination of them and Hollickman and Ehrlichman.
Okay. That's like the Three Stooges of Auburn, right?
The Three Stooges will be an upgrade. At least they were entertaining.
Thank you, Terry. We're up against the break. We appreciate it, buddy.
Got to go to break. Terry always brings a ray of sunshine to the show, doesn't he? We got to go. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
WAXC TV3's Basketball Game of the Week is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC on the Columbus Parkway in Opelika. Get ready to smile. Catch game replays on WAXC TV3 and on our Roku app. Games replay Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. and also Saturday and Sunday at 6:30. Catch the replays of these games airing now from Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika and WAXC TV3.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogrooom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River Region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, 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 Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Just a couple of more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248 for all your mortgage needs. Going back to this junior day coming up this weekend, 24 and 25 and 26 guys. A couple of them 25 and 26, but mostly predominantly 2024 guys. But just a star-studded cast. You wanted to talk about some more of these guys, Randy, especially one of them from Benjamin Russell right here where we're located.
Well, I'd made it down to Malcolm Simmons, who will be in. He's a 4-star. He's listed as an athlete. He can play anywhere. We play him at back in the secondary, which I think a lot of teams are very interested in him back in the secondary, more at a star position, safety position. He can play receiver. He can play running back. He's one of the best athletes in the entire class next year. I can't imagine seeing one out there that would be much better. So glad to see a Benjamin Russell guy heading over. Another Phoenix City guy in Cameron Coleman, 4-star wide receiver. Another Andalusia player will be over, and that's running back Jamarian Burnett, a safety from Alabaster, so that's Thompson High School, Caleb Harris, Elijah Halls, the second one we've seen from Tuskegee. We already mentioned Malachi Harris from Anniston, and closing things out with the ones that you've got listed here is cornerback Tevis Metcalf from Pinson High School. So a lot of different areas of the state, a lot of great teams that we see talent coming from year in and year out, and that's important. We got to shore up these borders. We got to dip into Georgia a little more than we have, and we got to shore up some borders here in the state of Alabama.
Well, dipping into Georgia, how about that name, King Joseph Edwards, Hoshton, Georgia. He's, I think, one of the top players in the entire country coming in for this. That just shows you, I mean, the change, and we keep harping on that, but I mean, it's like, talking about the change in basketball when Bruce Pearl got here, the change in the attitude. One of the top running backs in the entire country was on campus last weekend and talking about the relationship, just the immediate relationship with Hugh Freeze, and it's just nice to have a head coach that's not only a closer, but a guy that's in recruiting all the way up to that moment in closing.
I never bought in, and I probably had an argument here with whoever wanted to have it with me on the program, that a guy coming from Idaho couldn't come in and have a plan for recruiting. Yeah. Got to have someone from the South that understands how to recruit the South. And I always just, in my back of my mind, I go, this guy's do this for a living. This guy's been at Texas. This guy's been all over the map. He's got a great winning percentage. You can't tell me he doesn't have a recruiting plan. I could have never imagined that. Buddy, I'll never say that again.
He didn't have a recruiting plan.
If he did, I feel like his plan was, I'm such a great coach from an X's and O's standpoint, that I can take less Bo's and Joes than you and I can still beat you. Got to be the only plan I can factor in that went on the last couple of years, especially talking to the recruiting guys that I talk to that aren't ones that want to sit out there and just pound on somebody. They don't. They just would much rather have the team that they're reporting on have success. Everything's a lot better when you're having success, especially when you're out there dealing with recruits and needing to get stories and entertaining the fans like us out there. I mean, it's a lot better when you're good, isn't it?
Yeah. And all the talk about, and there was some negativity. And look, legitimately, I understand people's reticence when you're talking about, when we hired Hugh Freeze, but everybody said, there were some people out there that said, well, all this stuff's going to be used against him and all this kind of stuff. It doesn't seem like I hadn't heard any of that lately. And it doesn't seem like any of that's factoring into any of this.
And it may win a recruiting battle or two.
It might.
But, it's like sales. I always kind of throw the sales mantra in there. I can tell you how you're not going to make a sale. That's not picking the phone call up and trying. And it's the same with recruiting. I can tell you how you're not going to land somebody by not showing them love and telling them you're going to show up to their practice and check them out, and then nobody shows up, and, having them on campus and say, I'm coming back over there to see you at your school, and then never showing up. And I think we did that a lot during his tenure there at Auburn. And I don't think that will happen. I really don't. Most of the schools that we're in touch with have already seen Auburn guys in and out of it multiple times with phone calls and multiple coaches. So no part of me that believes that that won't be the same moving forward. And as long as that's the same, or as long as that's happening, I think that Hugh Freeze can win football games.
Absolutely. And I have no doubt that he's got a detailed plan on how to rebuild the roster and how to make it as good a roster as any roster out there in the SEC in the coming years. So we'll see if we can make that happen, because there's going to be a lot of talent right here in this state and locally around Auburn. So hopefully we can get to do that. Tonight, LSU at Arkansas. Who you like?
I like Arkansas. LSU's bad.
They are bad. Arkansas playing a little bit better. Missouri at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is no good either. Kentucky at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt playing a lot better.
They are playing better, and they got them at home. I don't know how much of a home court advantage that is at this point, though. Used to be. Used to be a big time.
It still is. We got to go to another break. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Tuesday, right after this.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online, and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare. Serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy closing things out to 1 o'clock. Appreciate you always out there. You can always give us a call, 256-234-6221, or you can always dial us up on the Sportz Blitz Facebook page at Sports with a Z and comment away. It is January the 24th. On this day, 1962, Jackie Robinson and Bob Feller elected to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. 2 pretty good ones.
What year did Robinson retire? Mid-50s? Or was it close to the late 50s? I don't know. Do you get Z-Money? I'd have to pull it up. I've got a phone that'll tell me.
I think it's late 50s because he retired pretty early. He didn't have a long career.
No, he didn't.
And he was going to be traded to the Giants, and he refused, and he just retired.
Yeah, Feller was definitely in World War II.
Yeah.
He's a young guy. He was already one of the top pitchers in the league, I think, when that happened. So probably a mid-50s retiree. I just, on top of my head, I'm going, both those guys retire around the same time, probably did.
So, yeah. 1982 on this day, Super Bowl 16, 49ers defeat the Bengals. That was actually one of the closer ones. Montana didn't have a lot of close ones, but that was one of the closer Super Bowls that he was in as they defeated the Bengals 26-21. Don't remember much about that one, do you?
Well, I remember them beating the Bengals, but I don't remember it being in 82.
Really?
So they beat the Bengals with the Icky Shuffle. What year was that?
That was in the. That had to be in
88.
One of the. I was going to say 90s.
No,
early 90s.
Because it was still Montana.
80s?
Because Montana hit Clark.
Okay.
In the back of the end zone, Jerry Rice had one of the best Super Bowls ever.
But was that Icky Woods?
Yeah, Crumrye broke his ankle.
Yeah.
I think that was like 88.
Wow.
So I'm looking at this 82, and I'm guessing it did happen, but they played twice there in the 80s, those two teams.
Yeah.
Did Boomer Esiason at quarterback. Actually, Auburn running back in the backfield for
James Brooks.
James Brooks was a running back for Cincinnati along with Ickey Woods.
Yeah. Okay.
1989. Brett Pritchard back here helping us out with it. I told you I was close.
You are.
Roger Craig running back. This was about, I want to say Montana may have been around another year after that, and then he was off to Kansas City.
And the Bengals maybe about to go back-to-back again. Bengals got a pretty good team again this year.
Yeah.
Maybe so. Happy birthday today, Ernest Borgnine, Oscar winner.
Remember? Yeah.
McHale's Navy.
A lot of times you bring up names, I have no clue, but I do know him.
Ray Stevens.
Ray Stevens had the album that.
The Streak.
Yep.
Our own Robinson Iron did a fountain for Ray Stevens.
Did they?
Yeah.
Luke Robinson.
Aaron Neville.
Yeah.
Aaron Neville. Coco Bata. Born on this day, 1941. Neil Diamond.
Same date, 1941. Caroline.
Yeah. What is that, 80, 82, 83 years? 82 years old? Getting on up. How much longer we got with those two guys? The Sharon, this is terrible. I hate to even bring it up, but Sharon Tate, born on this day, 1943. She, of course, died 1969.
Manson murders.
It was just I get chills every time I think about that. Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Excitable boy, like our good friend Brett Pritchard.
Yeah, Charles said that earlier in the program.
Yeah. John Belushi, born on this day, 1949.
Didn't make it long.
Again, died way too soon, 1982. Very funny guy, though. Yakov Smirnoff, another funny guy. He was big in the 80s. Hadn't heard a lot from Yakov lately, though I hadn't heard a lot from him in a while. Mark Eaton, born on this day.
Massive human being.
Big, huge, died on a bicycle wreck.
Did he?
You remember that? Like, this just happened last year, or it's 2021 now, but I want to say that, he was riding his bicycle, fell off, and I don't know if he died immediately or if he died a little bit later, but.
Had been a big bike.
Yeah.
I mean, what was he, about a 7'2" guy?
He was a big guy.
Yeah, he's heavy, too.
Yeah, he was. Rob Dibble, born on this day, 1964.
He had 2 or 3 years. You know, he's part of that Phillies team that won with the Crazies. I don't think they were called something other than the Crazies, but they were nuts. I mean, they all had long hair. And,
the Nasty Boys.
Yeah, the Nasty Boys.
From the Reds.
Oh, he's with the Reds.
Yeah, with the Reds. 1990.
So he wasn't with Kruk in that crew.
No, I don't think so.
I screwed that up.
He may have been. Well, they may have traded him, but he may have been on that team. But he was on the 90 Reds World Series team.
Was he the closer?
I think he was.
Williams was a closer on that Phillies team, so he wouldn't have been one of them. The wild lefty.
That's it.
Kind of slung his body all over the place.
Yeah, and gave up a game-winning home run to Carter to end the World Series.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
I forgot that.
Sure, Joe Carter, yeah. Chris Warren, you remember him from the Seahawks?
Semi.
Yeah, he's late 80s.
Running back.
Very good. He had a 10-year career. Mary Lou Retton.
Remember watching that.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do not.
84 Olympics.
I do. I mean, I didn't care anything about the Olympics.
I think I remember, it's that's probably about the time that I remember things that were happening.
I remember she was on Wheaties.
I remember watching Dan Marino win in the AFC Championship game for the chance to go and just get murdered by the 49ers. And that's about that same, I think that's the same year, isn't it?
That's when they faced, Tim Biakabatuka.
Yeah, great back. Had one outing against Ohio State that really put his name up there. I think he had 270 yards rushing in one of those games.
How about that? How about you?
Yeah, I got some useless knowledge up here, buddy.
Ed Helms, He was in the.
See, this is where you're usually some knowledge coming from. Like these guys, these random actors that were in these random movies.
He was in The Office, and he was in the Hangover. And I just like Scott Speed. Great name for a race car driver.
Was he a race car driver?
He was. And Sean McVay, head coach of the Rams.
Hanging in there.
That's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for being with us. He's Randy. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk to you soon.